Okay, I'll start. Sorry it's taking so long, but I'll just try to talk you through one of the laps with the fuel saving. So it's coming off the last turn. So I'm looking here for just after the 150, off completely. I'm just drifting down to 4th, and then I can put it on, the power back on early. And then 150 again, straight off, just cruise in, but leave the braking too late. Into 2, off nice and early, just let the car drift in, a little bit of braking, getting nice and tight into that turn, into here, get the speed right off, touch that curb and get the power on really early. Getting the power on is crucial to get the speed around the corner here onto the straight. As we come down, again look, changing the tarmac, I'm lifting off the line, the changing the tarmac, and then I'm not braking until about the 50, so because we're not going as fast, so I'm just starting to brake at 50. If I leave the telemetry on, so just as I'm passing over the change in the line, you'll see down below my brake, I've lifted off completely, so I'm lifting off almost just before it actually, so they're lifting off the throttle straight away, and then I'm not, still no braking, still no braking, then I'm starting to brake at 50, and I'm kind of not full brakes, because if you leave it too late you'll scrub too much speed going through the corner, so you want to do it like smooth, nowhere near sort of 100% braking, so keeping a nice tight line there into 3rd. I find around here, around this one, keeping the tight line seems to be the fastest, just coming out a little bit just as you're coming around, just drifting out a little bit just to get a better exit, but marginally, very marginally, so I'm just letting it drift out a bit, and then I'm aiming, as we're meeting the second from last red thing, is to start to apply the throttle, but you've got to be really careful there. I'll start to apply it there. I think I was a little bit late on this lap to get it start applying the throttle, but yeah, you can see I'm kind of tapering the throttle just to keep control of the car, because it's easy to spin off this one. So yeah, once I feel confident with the car, I can then put on full throttle. And then coming up here, I'm looking, I generally ease off just after the 150, so now so coming in, so still on, just as I'm passing the 150, literally just after, still plenty of time before I'm starting to come off again, and again I'm just letting the car, just the engine retardation, just to bring the speed down, just letting it run through, a little bit of braking because I'm just to catch the apex, so initially just letting the engine slow the car down, and then a tiny amount of bit of braking, probably less than 30% braking, just to get in tight to the apex, 4th gear, then I'm accelerating off that apex again as early as possible. So there I'm already applying throttle, and that's the advantage of going in slower with fuel management, is often it's easier to get the acceleration on quicker. Using all of this, I did get a 1x there, but it was very marginal, but you can almost use all of that runoff space. So here I'm coming off again just after the change of track surface, just after it, so you can see I've still got full on there, just after. I'm lifting it now, so a long way before the turn, and then I'm just drifting that hard, a little bit of braking occasionally. I'm just letting the gear changes just slow me down. So, and I timed this lap quite well with that. It kind of like I barely had to touch any pedals at all. So I'm coming through into fifth, and then a little bit of braking, almost a bit of a comfort braking really, probably. But yeah, I'm just slowing down a little bit here, but down to fourth just before I run over the here, hugging it, taking a little bit, not too much because you get a 1x, and then still letting the engine, no pedals at all, just letting the engine slow the car down. Here we go, just letting it come through. Still no pedal input at all. Speed still coming down. I've started applying a little bit here. Oh, there's barely anything. I think that's just me hovering over the pedal. Down to third. See, it's still all engine retardation slowing me down. And the turn inlet, still no pedals, still no pedals, still no pedals. Turning inlet, and then once I've got the confidence, I've still got the line, and then I'm putting on the look how early that is, putting on the throttle for the next turn. So almost up to sort of 80% throttle already. And then once I'm happy the car's settled, bang, full throttle, coming off, get the run up down the speed. So if we go back, just play it to there, look. So off, just letting the car just run through that, and just using the downshifts. Bang, straight on again, go. So all the way down, and then here I'm looking sort of to ease off almost before 150 get away with. I think I did it on 150 there, but you can do it a little bit earlier. And just letting the speed, running the speed through, even though you're lifting off, so to not brake too. You've got to brake a little bit earlier this turn because it's hard to catch the apex, but to reach the apex. But I'm braking very, not heavy braking at all. So just over 50% there. Into third, just keeping the speed, the corner speed up. And then again, using all the track, getting on the throttle early, and then off just after the 150 into second. And again, it's not necessarily braking as late as you can. It's braking slower. Light. I find you make up just as much time just by braking lighter, but just importantly keeping that speed. And then here it's just gentle input here, almost keeping it identical. Same steering input all the way through for the finish line, and that was only 2.89, and you can get it a bit lower than that, but that was with heavy fuel. So 2.89 with heavy fuel isn't too bad, and the time was 2:11:15. So yeah, so you get on with that. It did take a bit of practice, so but it is achievable. So yeah, it's just essentially it's just easing off nice and early, letting the engine slow you down into the turns, and then braking a bit later, but not kind of so late you're having to slam on the brakes, because that's when you lose all your corner speed. So sort of almost later, but also gentle braking, and getting on the throttle early as you come out. And yeah, that maggots section, it's kind of just drifting through there with no throttle application at all. But yeah, give it a go and see how you get on.